High above a peaceful hill stood a monastery, surrounded by lush greenery and blooming flowers. Within its walls lived a monk who had not spoken a single word in years. Known as the silent monk, his vow of silence radiated a profound calm that many sought to understand. One day, a young man arrived at the monastery. He was burdened by his struggles, his mind a storm of frustration and restlessness. He had tried everything to find peace, but nothing seemed to work. The silent monk greeted him with a gentle bow and gestured for him to sit in the monastery's tranquil garden. Without speaking a word, the monk's serene presence began to calm the young man's frayed nerves. The young man couldn't hold back his frustration. He poured out his worries, talking about his struggles, failures, and the chaos in his mind. The monk listened silently, his calm expression unchanged. After listening, the silent monk stood and motioned for the young man to follow him. Together, they walked through the serene garden, past vibrant flowers and tall trees. The sound of a bubbling fountain filled the air. The monk stopped at a small fountain. He cupped water in his hands and let it flow back into the pool. Then, he sat down beside the fountain, inviting the young man to join him. Minutes passed in silence. As the young man sat beside the fountain, the stillness began to work its magic. The sound of flowing water and the serenity of the moment eased his restless thoughts. Finally, the silent monk pointed to his heart and then to the fountain. The young man watched, and in that moment, he understood. Peace doesn't come from the outside. The young man returned to the monastery daily, sitting in silence with the monk by the fountain. Over time, his restless energy transformed into a peaceful calm, mirroring the monk's serene demeanor. Years later, the young man became a teacher himself. He shared the wisdom he learned from the silent monk. When words fall away, the heart begins to speak. In the quiet hills where the silent monk once lived, the garden remains as serene as ever. A gentle reminder that sometimes, the greatest lessons are learned in silence.